Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Okay,
you know what I mean.
But
normally it would swing clear for like a 2 or 3 inch thick door, but it's a big 4 foot wide, 2 4 foot wide doors that I don't want to block the.
So let's start from the
opening.
beginning. You're looking for a swing clear or a wide throw hinge?
I've never heard of a wide throw. I've only heard of offset and swing clear hinges.
Oh, forgive me. You used the term offset. Sorry. So offset or swing clear. Do you?
I'm basically trying to find a hinge that, because the door is so thick, that it doesn't block the width of the opening once the doors are open.
Yeah. So that is the proper use of the term swing clear. How thick are the doors?
Well, the doors they're going to be made out of a 2x6, but there's also going to be insulation on the outside of the. It's basically mirroring the walls. So there's the 2x6 inch walls on the building, on the shed, and then another 2 inches of insulation on the outside of that. So I don't even know if there's because the only thing I've seen is a hinge that's, for like a 2 to 3 inch wide or thick door. Not wide, thick. I don't even know if there's anything made like that. Or a different type of hinge altogether that would pull the door out of the opening.
So pantograph, if you were to study the term pantograph hinge, you'd find some interesting stuff, although it doesn't exist for your application realistically. So swing clear is the right concept. The problem that you have is, I'm assuming the 2 inch of insulation you're adding to the pull side of the door can't be drilled into from the edge. So your hinge leaf that is going to be between the rabbet and the edge of the door has to be exceptionally wide so that you could get back to the 2x6 thickness, which is 1.5 inches, right?
Right. Yeah. So that, I guess the pivot point would have to be 5 to 6 inches, from where the edge of the door meets the wall.
Or whatever the wall whatever the cross section of the wall of the jamb and door detail force it to be. Unless
would a cabinet hinge, like a heavy duty cabinet hinge, work? I don't know if it would hold the wood.
There are institutional grade 1 cabinet hinges that are like a swing clear hinge, but they're not rated for full size door weight. Nor would they would be of movement in the wrong direction in terms of size. So, if you looked at your hinge, the leaves with the holes for the screws, let's say that return was 2 inch. You need that return to be like 3 1/4.
Like 5 or 6 inches.
Well, whatever it is, it needs to be much bigger than what it would be normally. So that just doesn't exist. Meaning you want to do a swing clear for a door that's in effect 4 inch thick or 3.5 inch thick in your instance. So you do need to kick the vertical axis of pivoting laterally so that when the door goes to 90, it does have the effect of moving the door out of the opening. Yeah. So I could fathom that someone might take a set of regular swing clear hinges and take an extra hinge and run it on a bandsaw and weld pieces together and plug weld the holes for the screw holes. I could see how you could make this if you had some steel that was the right thickness. You could fabricate it.
Just extend the edges from the edges.
Extend the leaves, weld it, have someone powder coat it. I possess the skill set. I don't possess the setup shop to do it. But that would be something that you might consider. So you got a pair of 408s. Why is it boiling down to that small amount of the doors encroaching into the space so crucial? What are you running through there?
It's going to be like a car going into a shed with basically barn doors.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
It's like, yeah. So the car is 90 inches wide or something. And the opening's 96 inches, so I can't have the
That's
door
tight.
because the door is going to take up 12 to 16 inches of the width of the door with a normal hinge.
Sooner or later, you're going to hit it. Speaking from actual experience. So what about this idea? What if you had a sufficient wide throw hinge so that the doors could swing to 180? So a wide throw hinge is a normal hinge. Imagine a 4-inch by 4-inch hinge, just in your mind's eye.
Yeah, but it can only open about 110 degrees before it's going to hit a column. So yeah, so it can't. Yeah,
is that both sides of the opening?
All the way flat against the door. I'm sorry?
Is that on both sides of the opening that you're limited to 110?
It's both sides, yeah. Yeah.
Awful. How about an overhead door?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, putting just like a garage door on there. That looks like a...
It's going to be a lot more money.
Yeah, that's like $1,000 or something if you get a good one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Have you ever welded?
No.
Okay. If you know someone, I mean, you could buy some steel-based swing clears from me, and someone could make them for you. The only problem is if you were to get 1/8-inch thick plate, the hinges are really 134 thousandths thick, so they're thicker than 1/8 of an inch, and that 1/8 of an inch steel plate is not going to be 0.125. It'll actually be probably a little light on that, would be my guess. But it's a concept worth considering. However, how heavy will the door be?
The door? Oh.
Yeah, how heavy will they be?
They'll probably be, I don't know, they might be up to 100 pounds, I'm guessing.
Oh, I wouldn't worry
about it. They're done. They might be.
Yeah, that's easy.
I mean, it's not going to be solid, so.
Yeah. So you could investigate getting some swing clears. I would do 8 of them on an 8.0 tall, 4 on each door, and telling somebody, hey, get some steel. I want you to extend these leaves out. You're going to drill and countersink where you need new screw holes, and you're going to tell them to fill the holes where the original holes are for the screws in the leaves as it stands now. A guy who makes a living as a welder can do this. You might want to go so far as to then have them powder coated, or just painted. You could, if you're not really too concerned, you could prime them and then spray paint them. I suppose I'd like it to be powder coated.
It was just like a galvanized hinge or something like that, so it doesn't rust, but it doesn't really matter what they look like. Okay. Yeah, because I was looking at, I think this is actually you in this video on YouTube with a bomber, a swing clear.
Does he like to talk a lot?
What?
The guy in the video, does he like to talk a lot? If it is, then it's definitely me.
Oh,
yeah. That's a short one. So we could run your entire scenario into AutoCAD, and you can come up with absolute dimensions. It's just you don't need to do that in the sense of what you need to do dimensionally. It's just you're going to have to decide how is it worth it. And my opinion, you should do something about the problem, because sooner or later, if the car's something that you don't want to touch anything, then you might want to consider some sort of solution.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you very much for your help. I can just go to your site, right? Do you just make just a straight up galvanized type swing clear hinge, like an exterior hinge?
So they're always going to be steel based. Well, let's back up. I could have swing clear made from steel, from stainless steel, or brass or bronze. If you're going to do any modification about that, you've got to think about what you're going to weld. So it's going to be steel or stainless. Onto stainless, there would be no finish. It would just be brushed. It'd be natural. If it was steel, then
Right.
it's going to have some plating, unless you order it prime coated. But it's going to be a ferrous-based material if you go with steel, which would be substantially less expensive than stainless.
Okay. But do they make like a galvanized exterior hinge that's a swing clear? Are they all interior?
Well,
Something that
I mean,
won't rust. Yeah.
well, won't rust means stainless. So any, zinc, galvanized, any of that will eventually rust because you don't have the zinc coating. When you see a hinge rust, it's rusting at the knuckles and the edge of those knuckles that wear every time the door is open and closed, open and closed, open and closed. That's where the rusting comes from. So there's no way, you're not going to get the coating on that. So if you are that concerned, not that you shouldn't be, but you're going to look at a hinge made of nothing other than 304 stainless. That could also be welded to, obviously.
Okay. Alrighty.
I'm also dealing with someone's wallet other than my own, so everything we've talked about may not be inexpensive, but I think I think you'll be making your own video about the project when you're done if you proceed with it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Thanks for calling.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.